All right, what is going on, guys? Happy Saturday. Hopefully, you are having a fantastic day. We've got a full MLB game slate to talk about. We're going to talk about every game, and I'm going to give you my 5 best bets. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and throw a comment down below. All right, let's recap yesterday. As always, gave you guys 5 picks. We went 3 and 2 up, I want to say 0.62 units, something like that, but positive day. Rangers, Tigers, Nerfy, pretty sweat-free. Got that one. Giants, money line, GG. Just could not hit. I won't say that. They hit the ball pretty good. They just hit them right at people. Asvaldo Beto, under 4.5 Ks and over 2.5 earned runs. That was a bust. He ended up going over his Ks, which is highly unfortunate. Hunter Brown, over 6.5 Ks, and Nick Martinez, 4+ hits. This was sweat-free. I did mention laddering his Ks to 8 and 9. If you did that, congratulations. He ended up with 9 Ks, so hit both of the ladders. And then we had the Mets and Cubs over 7.5 runs. This looked really sweat-free. They had 7 runs through 4 innings and no runs in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and then in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets ended up getting the job done for us, and then the Cubs tacked on 1 in the 9th just for good measure. 1 or 2, I can't remember which, but yeah, we ended up hitting that. So 3 and 2, good day. We will take that. All right, let's jump into this card and get going. First game on the card is going to be the Cardinals and the Nats. Nats got absolutely smacked all around the ballpark yesterday. Andre Palante for the Cards going up against Trevor Williams for the Nats. Palante, a ground ball pitcher. 66% of his outs come via the ground ball. Williams is a fly ball pitcher. We do have the wind blowing in slightly today, so home runs and runs are down. But this is a spot where I just can't back the Nats here. So this is a Cardinal spot for me. I do think the offense continues to go. I do have some concerns. Palante is pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher. He is a fastball slider guy, throws a curveball every once in a while. Didn't love the way he looked in his last start. He did end up getting pulled early, but man, yeah, I just can't get behind Trevor Williams and his 400 average to lefties, but he does okay against righties. So there is that. I think on the Washington side, there are some guys that could have a pretty good day. Dylan Cruz probably being my favorite. James Wood, I think, could have a pretty decent day. On the St. Louis side, I would look at Alec Burleson. I think he has a really good matchup here today. Lars Nootbaar has a pretty good matchup as well. Brendan Donovan, those 3 guys, I think will have pretty decent days, but not going to play this game. If anything, I would take the over-under of 9 just because we still have that terrible Nats bullpen. So don't trust Trevor Williams giving up a 309 opponent average. I don't trust their bullpen. I just need the Cardinals offense to show up. I'd be a little nervous about taking them after a really solid day yesterday, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that game. All right, Braves and the Pirates. I told you yesterday it was Pirates or nothing. The Pirates got the job done. Got sweaty at the end, but they did get the job done. All right, so this one here is going to be an interesting game. Andrew Heaney going up against AJ Smith-Schreiber. AJ had a great game against my Red Legs where he almost threw a no-hitter. How will he bounce back? I don't have a ton of confidence, but I have 0 confidence in Andrew Heaney as well. I think there is offense, and offense today. There is going to be a 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. It's going to be 73 degrees, mid-humidity, mid-pressure. I would take the over 8.5 in this one. I would say Smith-Schreiber gets hit. If we just look at the batting advantages, like O'Neal Cruz, Tommy Pham, Joey Bart, Cabrian Hayes, McCutchen, like their entire lineup has positive RC plus. Same thing on the Atlanta side. A lot of plus RC here. So Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Michael Harris, Verdugo, Murphy, all those guys. So I just look for a lot of runs to be scored. Now, my only concern, we saw in the Red Series that when they faced Abbott and Lodolo, the Braves struggled. They just could not hit them. But Andrew Heaney's a little bit of a different beast, different style of pitching. He throws a pretty eclectic mix here. He's got a fastball. He throws a slider about 18% of the time, curveball about 8%, changeup about 20% of the time. Now, what the Braves do hit well is sliders and changeups. So I do think that Heaney should get beat up on a little bit. Smith Shulver should be due for some regression here. He's not good against righties, giving up almost a 300 average to righties, whereas Andrew Haney's actually not good against lefties. So he's given up almost a 275 average to lefties. So I would lean the over. Not taking the Braves at minus 148. So it's over or nothing for me. Still don't think we're getting good enough value at plus 120 something to take the Pirates. All right, next game, Yankees and the A's. Love the spot for the Yankees. Carlos Rodon going up against JP Sears here. Carlos is pitching very, very well. He's 4-3 on the season with a 149 opponent average. Going up against JP Sears, who's 4-2 on the season, giving up a 222 opponent average. But man, really nice pitching advantage for the Yankees here. And if we look at the pitch splits, just not great for JP Sears. Yankees are fourth hitting left-handed fastballs. They are second hitting left-handed changeups. He is a 3-pitch pitcher. So, yeah, they should be able to go to town on him. We saw him kind of open up the offense a little bit last night. It is going to be warm. It is going to be 93 degrees with low humidity and mid-pressure, and a 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to kind of left field, left center. So home runs are going to be up almost 10%, runs up 7%. I love this matchup for the Yankees, so I think the Yankees should be able to get to him. If we look at left-handed pitching game logs here for the A's, they really haven't gotten to anybody. They got 2 off of Patrick Corbin, 1 off of a couple of relievers, and then Patrick Corbin again, they only got 2. David Peterson, they got 2. So they really haven't faced a ton of lefties, and they don't have a ton of success against lefties. So it doesn't give me a ton of confidence. If we look at the Yankee side, they got 3 off of Povich, 3 off of Bubik. They got 7 off of Bailey Falter. They got 8 off of Nestor Cortez. So it's a good spot here. Rodon's coming off an insane little stretch here. He's gone like over 25 innings with only 2 earned runs. And he's been striking out a decent amount of folks. So I like this spot here for the Yankees. So give me the Yankees on the run line at plus 100 as one of our best bets here. Mm-hmm. All right, next game, Brewers and the Rays. Boy, I thought the Brewers were going to win this. I was a little surprised they ended up losing, especially with the Rays having such a depleted bullpen. I mean, it was a beautiful spot. If the Brewers are going to win, it was going to be that game. Tobias Myers going up against Taj Bradley. Bradley with a 3-2 record, 4.43 ERA. Going up against Tobias Myers, who is 1-0 with a 3.65 ERA. Not really sure I can get behind this team. I'll be honest. This Brew Crew team, like I said, if they were going to win, I thought it was going to be yesterday. So I got to back Taj Bradley here. Rays at minus 130 would be where I'm at with the bullpen arms back. This Brewers bullpen, still not great, man. Almost a 5 ERA. They're struggling to hit. Over the last 2 weeks against righties, they're hitting like 200. So I really can't get behind this team. I think it's a really good spot for Tampa Bay. I think like Caminero should have a pretty decent day. Yonder Diaz has a great matchup tonight. Misner has a good matchup. It's pretty wild how good their matchups are. So give me the Rays at minus 130. I think we're getting okay value here to take the home team. Now, this one does have some rain percentages, and the weather is pretty wild. It's going to be 82 degrees with mid-humidity, mid-pressure, expecting some rain, but it's going to be like a 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to center field. And we get an over-under of 9.5, which is pretty wild. So I would lean towards the over in this one. Should be a pretty wild game. All right, next game is going to be the Rangers and the Tigers. We've got Jacob deGrom going up against Jack Flaherty, so damn good pitching matchup here. This is one where deGrom's looked pretty good. Flaherty's not looked great this season. I mean, he's 1-4 with a 3.8 ERA going up against deGrom, who's 2-1 with a 2.61 ERA. But this is a tale of kind of 2 pitchers going in different directions. I can't back the Rangers here. I think it's going to be a good game. I would probably just lean towards taking the under 7.5. It's either Rangers or the under for me in this game. All right, next game is going to be the Phillies and the Guardians. This is going to be a good one. You have some plays in this one. So it's Ranger Suarez going up against Tanner Bybee. Bybee 3-2 on the year with a 4.26 ERA. Ranger Suarez is 0-0 with a 17 ERA. It's one start. He had a pretty bad start against the D-backs, not going to lie. That first start was a little rough. He went 3.2 innings, gave up 7 hits and 7 earned runs at home against Arizona. So not a lot of solid things to build off of there. He did strike out 6, though. Bybee is pitching well as of late. He had a pretty good game at Toronto. Went 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. Against the Twins at home, went 7 innings, gave up 1 earned run. Against the Yankees, went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. Start before that was pretty rough at Baltimore, where he gave up 6. I think there's some regression here. I think he has a pretty bad day. Phillies, we saw them. They should have scored a decent amount of runs yesterday. So apologies if you were on the Phillies. I was not, but man, I thought first inning they were just going to open the game wide open. Couldn't get it done. They had bases loaded. Couldn't get it done. But this is a team over the course of the season. These two teams have hit with runners in scoring position. They're top 5, both of them. Phillies are 286 with runners in scoring position, and Cleveland is 287 with runners in scoring position. This is one of those I think we should see some regression. So give me the Phillies on the money line, team total over 3.5, and I'll take the full game over as well. So we got 2 bets in this game. It's going to be 66 degrees with mid humidity, a little bit of high pressure. So that will impact carry. We've got a 6-mile-an-hour wind slightly blowing out to right. It's one of those winds that's kind of going to shift during the game. Could be slightly in, could be slightly out, but not a lot either way. Home runs are going to be down a little bit. Runs are projected to be down just a little bit. I do like this spot here. So give me the Phillies, and we're going to take the over here. All right, Marlins and the White Sox, the series that absolutely no one cares about in planet Earth. I would go White Sox in this one, but my God, I mean, I don't care. Shane Smith's been pretty good pitching, going against Edward Cabrera. Cabrera's got a 6.29 ERA. This is probably one where you're actually getting good value to take the White Sox. I know it's insane to say. They are 8-11 at home, going up against a Marlins team that's 4-11 on the road. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 2-8 in their last 10. White Sox are 4-6 in their last 10. But man, this is it's a White Sox spot. I can't lie. So it's White Sox or nothing here. Maybe White Sox first 5, so you can just fade both of these horrendously bad bullpens and just trust Shane Smith, who's been the one bright spot for this team. All right, next game, Red Sox and the Royals. I had a bet last night. I was sweating this out. No home runs at plus 500, and ended up going into the 11th inning. So really made me sweat, but they didn't hit any home runs. We got the wind blowing in today, very similar to yesterday. Garrett Crochet going up against Cole Reagans. Now, I would be a little nervous about taking home run bets with these guys because they can sometimes give up homers, but absolute pitching duel here. We see an over-under of 7. I would lean towards the under and lean towards the Red Sox here just to bounce back. We saw them lose yesterday, couldn't get the job done, but I think Garrett Cole is a little better matchup than Cole Reagans. I think Cole Reagans has been outstanding this season. He's done pretty good at home. Pitch splits, though, he's given up a 248 average to righties. Garrett Crochet, 200 to righties, .043 to lefties. So his numbers are just technically better. Runners in scoring position, they're both pretty good, sub 200 averages. I think Cole Reagans gives up more hard contact than Garrett Crochet. So that is where I am at with that one. So I would lean under or Red Sox there. All right, Reds and the Astros. This is going to be an interesting game. It's Brady Singer going up against Lance McCullers Jr. Singer definitely regressing a little bit. Started out 4-0. He's lost his last couple of starts. He's okay. Doesn't throw anything amazing, but I think against this Astros team, he's got a chance. I think with the righty on the mound for Houston, that gives me a little more confidence that the Redlegs can pull this out. So I don't think taking the Astros minus 135, I don't think I can get on board with that. So it's Reds or nothing to me, or the under. So won't be betting this, but actually I probably will because I'll be watching the game tonight. But it'll be Reds for me, but I wouldn't advise betting on this game. Let me put it that way. All right, next game is going to be the Giants and the Twins. Man, the Giants, come on, dude. They got to win that game yesterday. That was very frustrating, actually. All right, let's find this game. See who we got going. So we've got Logan Webb up against Joe Ryan. So Joe Ryan was battling some type of illness. And so he's back now, should be good to go. But it gives me a little bit of pause to take him. It sounds like it was somewhat of a serious illness. So Is he actually going to be fully healthy? What's he going to look like? I don't know. Joe Ryan is a fly ball pitcher, and Logan Webb is a ground ball pitcher. Saw the Giants offense struggle yesterday. Twins are now on a 6-game winning streak. So do we fade a team that's on a 6-game winning streak and they're 13-6 at home, going up against a team that still has a winning record on the road at 12-10, but they're 5-5 in their last 5? Logan Webb 4-2 with a 2.61 ERA. He is throwing the ball well. Strikeout rate is ridiculously high compared to years past. I don't know if they can get to Joe Ryan here. I do have some concerns. I would lean towards taking the Twins and say the streak continues, but this game could go either way, in my opinion, but it just depends on Joe Ryan. If this was a normal starting day and there's no illness, I'd take the Twins there. So that's where I'm at with that one. Cubs and the Mets. We've got Brad Keller. This is a bullpen day for the Cubbies going up against Tyler McGill. McGill's looked solid on the season. That said, his pitch splits don't look amazing today, but they don't look amazing for the Cubs either. We've got an over-under of 9. I would lean towards the Mets here. I just can't trust this Cubs bullpen. We've seen they've been really, really bad this season, so can't get behind a staff bullpen day. So it's Mets or nothing here, but just a little too much juice to pay there. It's going to be like minus 140 something on most books for you. All right, next game, Padres and the Rockies. We do have an official play in this one. Man, you look at this Rockies bullpen and they are taxed beyond belief. They had 3 pitchers throw over 30 pitches on Thursday. They had to throw 4 bullpen arms yesterday who threw a decent amount of pitches. I think Blaylock's out here for a while today. He's got an 8.03 ERA, gave up 6 earned runs in his last home start against the Redlegs. That was beautiful. Probably should have been more, honestly. I watched that game. Going up against Steven Kolek, who looked pretty good in this last game. I was impressed. So I think this is the Padres beatdown. Rockies have now lost 6 straight games by 2 or more runs, so I think that streak continues today. They've lost 7 in a row, 2-8 in their last 10, 4-15 at home. Padres are 7-3 in their last 10, so I like for them to just absolutely destroy them today. So we're going to take the Padres minus 1.5, team total over 5.5. You get that at minus 120 on DraftKings if you pair those together. Don't mind taking the team total over 6.5 as well at minus 130. What I wanted to do was ladder them. So I wanted to ladder Padres -2, Padres -3, Padres -4. It's actually really bad value to do that. I thought we were going to get some super juicy plus money, but you don't. So that's just the angle I'm going to take. A little safer. But I think Padres destroy them again today. All right, next game is going to be the Orioles and the Angels. Another play we do have in this game. Kyle Gibson going up against Kochanowicz. Gibson, a 14 ERA. Just not looked good in his first 2 starts going up against Jack Kochanowicz, who just hasn't looked good at all. So pretty simple play for me here in this game with the wind blowing out and pretty decent weather. Let's take the over 9.5. I think the Orioles should be able to hit Jack, and the Angels should be able to hit Kyle Gibson. We've got 2 bullpens that I don't trust that like to give up runs as well. Gibson giving up a 474 average to lefties, 350 to righties. Kochanowicz, 333 to lefties, 250 to righties. Both of them hard hit percentages through the roof. They struggle to get soft contact. So the league average for soft contact for a starting pitcher is about 17%. Both of these pitchers are at 11%. Runners in scoring position. Kyle Gibson's given up a 625 average. Kochanowicz is given up a 267 average. So both above average, but both of them actually get some pretty decent run support when they pitch. So let's just lean into it, embrace it, and take the over 9.5. I know it's a big number, but we should see some fireworks in this game, in my opinion. All right, last game. This can't be last game. We didn't even talk about the I screwed up. I didn't talk about the Dodgers game. We got to talk about that because that was a wild game last night. There was a ton of runs. I think that's what happens when you open the roof there and you get 100-degree weather. So in this one today, the roof will be closed, which does make a big difference in terms of carry. But you got Dustin May going up against Corbin Burns. I hate the pitching matchup here for both of them. I don't like it for Dustin May. I don't trust Dustin May personally. Arizona's number 1 hitting the fastball. They're number 4 hitting the cutter, and they're 14th hitting the curveball. That's all he throws. But he only throws the cutter like 3% of the time. So he's a fastball curveball guy. I think this is a D-back spot. D-back's bounce back spot. I would take the over in this one as well. I don't trust Corbin Burns. I think the Dodgers should be able to absolutely tattoo his ass. So yeah, it's over or Diamondbacks in this one for me. All right, last game on the card is going to be the Blue Jays. And the Mariners did not expect the Blue Jays to just jump all over Luis Castillo last night. And they got to him early, too. I thought he was going to work out of a bases loaded jam, but they found a way to get some hits. So today you've got Bowden Francis going up against Logan Evans. Logan Evans, 7.20 ERA. Bowden Francis, 5.66 ERA. Definitely some regression from what we saw last year when he was dominant. Those last 7 or 8 starts he had last year were highly impressive, but we just haven't seen that repeat this year. This is one of those games where I do like runs today, so I would lean towards the over 8, and I like the Blue Jays again, so I think it's Blue Jays or the over 8 in this one, but probably not a game I'm playing, to be honest with you. All right, let's get into our best bets, get you guys on your way. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. All that good stuff helps the channel grow. All right, first bet today is going to be the Yankees on the run line. I just like the way Rodon's been pitching. We got the wind blowing out. This is just a system play for me. Home runs are up. I'm Yankeeing up. So I like the spot here. Phillies and guards over 7.5. Suarez, I think he has a bounce back day. He is going to give up runs. Like on the road last year, he was 7-6 with like 3.5 ERA, something like that. So he's good to give up 2 or 3 runs. But I think the Phillies should be able to get the bye. I think we see the offense open back up today. I like taking them after a bad performance. It's been very successful this season. And then give me the Phillies on the money line and to score at least 4 runs. So we pair those together, we get plus 112. Give me the Padres minus 1.5. Team total over 5.5. If you want more juice, take the team total over 6.5. You'll be able to get plus money with that play. I was just trying to be a little more conservative here, get us some wins here, but don't mind if you want to juice that up to 6.5. And then last play is going to be the Orioles and the Angels over 9.5. 2 terrible pitchers, 2 terrible bullpens. I think the Orioles offense is starting to wake up a little bit, so let's embrace it. So those are my plays, guys. Appreciate you watching the channel, watching the videos. Join the Discord. Link is down below, absolutely free. And I'll catch you in the next video.